Hey everybody, welcome to another Pro SC2 cast done by yours truly, YaTa. This is going to be another NASL Team Qualifier match between Team Convergence and Team VP. For Team VP, we have fighting in the blue top right-hand corner, VP's YaTa as the toss, or the Pro Toss opponent. In the top left-hand corner, as our cute, cuddly, pink little Zerg, it's going to be Convergence Gaming Sasquatch. We are going to be duking it out on MLG's Shakuris Plateau. Now, first thing first, I'm just going to let you know I have the graphics on a little bit lower because I was laddering before this, and I do like to ladder on low graphical settings. It just is a cleaner look for me, and I prefer it. It just keeps me not too distracted. And I've been testing my stream out, so everybody, twitch.tv/MathasStarcraft is going to be my Twitch channel. It is up and running right now. I did some streaming earlier, and I just trying it out, so I highly suggest checking it out. I'm going to be doing some Star Wars up there and all kinds of fun things. But let's get back to the game now. This map in particular is large, so definitely supports a macro-oriented style of play. The only problem with this map as far as Zerg opponent is concerned is that it is a very tight quarters-esque map, so concaves are much more difficult to get in a giant team fights. But on the opposite end, that works great for Protoss. Warp bins will work perfectly, and you can just kind of get a lot of vantage points with your Colossus up on high ground. It's actually quite a nice map for the Protoss. So we'll see if that comes into play at all. Now, like I said, this is NASL Team Qualifiers. I won't spoil how they did altogether as far as this particular round. But I do have a bunch of games, so I'm looking forward to casting all of them. I'm going to be doing about one a day until I catch up on all the backlog that I have. And it does look like we do have a quick expand going down. Fast forward expand as usual on a map like this. Again, you do want to do that macro-oriented style of play. If you don't, you could get punished for it, especially again with such large rush distances. You don't have the ability to make quick forces and kind of run them over unless you proxy 2-gate or maybe even proxy Stargate, if that's kind of what you're looking to do. But we'll see what happens. Here is going to be the cannon just dropping up at the front. We got the drone sneaking in here. He's going to be bouncing around just seeing what's going on. Just going to be poking away at that probe, just kind of scare him off. It looks like he's going to make that nexus now, and there is going to be a hatchery right here. What is a Sasquatch doing? Actually, this is a freaking genius. If we take a look into the production tab, he does have Zerglings going down, and what he's preventing YaTa from doing is walling off. And Sasquatch is going to give the heart. YaTa saying sick. That is a great move right there. Just kind of walling everything off, and the Zerglings are on the way, so we'll expect him to cancel it once the Zerglings get there. YaTa saying some not so nice things, though, now in turn. And he's just going to have to place another pylon here, try and prevent the runaround, but it says lag out. He wants him to lag out. This is a genius move. I love this by Sasquatch. And now we'll see all the Zerglings moving on up, the cancellation going down, and the Zerglings running up. So even if they don't get a lot of probe kills, they're going to get a lot of scouting in. And now he can wall it off with a gateway if he'd like. But I love that. That's genius. That was such a good move by Sasquatch. We'll see how YaTa reacts, dropping 2 gas now, late on the gas, obviously, because he's been expanding. And now he's going to be moving his probes around, doing a little probe dance, because he does not want to get any of them killed. And if he can, get all the Zerglings up close and maybe do a little mining trick when you click on a mineral so they float on by the Zerglings and then hit attack move, so they do an auto surround on the Zerglings and wipe them out. So even if he doesn't get much done as far as damage goes, he's going to get a lot of scouting done. That won't be surprising once YaTa cleans this up. He should have no issues cleaning it up. On the Zergy end of things, though, we do have a hatchery going down in his natural and a hatchery going down in the third. I really like this. When you see a Protoss going to base, you definitely want to do this. You want to expand as fast as you can. These Zerglings are probably the only Zerglings we'll see for a long time. He might drop maybe another pair, probably another spine crawler if he's feeling really, really cautious. But he shouldn't expect a lot of aggression out of YaTa, especially since he's expanding. The cannons are going to be a pretty heavy investment. He doesn't even have the cybernetics core done, so the only thing he can really pump out right now are zealots, and those are not going to do much. And he has the overlord spread to see them coming, and since zealots are a little bit on the slow on foot, he will have plenty of time to make the Zerglings he needs or that are necessary. Do have a transfer of the drones going down here, so now he can just really macro up and just kind of play the normal standard game. Unfortunately, this didn't do nearly as much damage as I think he would have liked it to, but still, he did get a good scout off, and YaTa doing an excellent job being able to hold it off, not really losing anything. If we take a look at the workers killed count, he has killed 4 workers. One was the probe over here that was scouting, so really 3 mining workers. Nothing huge. Nothing that he can't come back from, especially with Chrono Boost. He could definitely come back from that. It's not going to send him too far back, but still, those 3 probes are 3 probes he needs to remake again, which is 150 mineral kind of debt in a way. These Zerglings still alive in the base, but now they have the sentry out. It's going to definitely stop him. He's going to run down here. Cannon's going to finish it off. Is he going to finish this one off? No, he's going to get one more scout. Looks like Mintberry Crunch has decided he no longer wants to watch this game, and we're just going to play a standard game. Sentry's going to be popping out, as you can see, just really working towards teching up at this point, which I like. I like to see that from YaTa. I like to see that from Protoss in general, who don't particularly go for very aggressive and like to macro up against the Zerg, because if they can macro up against the Zerg, if they can match bases or even, you know, go one up on the bases, it's very, very difficult for a Zerg to stop them, especially with the different tech paths that Protoss can take. From here, you can pretty much do anything. He could one gate Stargate, grab Void Rays, which could have been extremely I'm laughing at the conversation happening. The Void Rays could have been extremely effective, but it does look like we have Warp Prism going down. Curious to see what his plans are with the Warp Prism. But back on track, he could have went Void Rays, could have been very effective. He could have bounced this third. We only have 1 Queen with 1 Void Ray, maybe a handful of Phoenixes, which is typically what you'll see. Easily clean up this Queen and just prevent mining here. It even bounced up to the natural. Even if he had to grab the Stargates late because they had Zerglings around, I still think it could have been extraordinarily an effective build. But he could, and from there, he's doing a little something different. We do have a Dark Shrine going down, so we'll see Dark Shrine. So he is going to go Dark Templar play, which is extremely harassive style and can really only work for a little while if the Protoss, if the Zerg rather, is smart and gets that detection up very quickly. We do have layer tech up, so honestly, I thought I saw layer going down. Yeah, we have layer tech on the way, so by the time any of the Dark Templar get over there, not much is going to happen. We do have a sneaky third, so using that Warp Prism to drop off a probe and get a third up and running at this point. I actually like that. Very easily defended. Can't really do too much. There's a ledge here preventing from get down. There used to be destructible rocks over here in one of the earlier versions of this map. Now, one of the things I wish I would see him do is, let's take a look if he even sees that. No, he doesn't. This Overlord, I would like to see a couple Overlords rather here. Just kind of keep an eye on. I like to do that when I play, just particularly. So he's not going to see that because he has no Overlords along this ledge right here. But he is going to sack an Overseer. He's going to back on out. He did see this Warp Prism, so that's going to stop the drop, unfortunately, or at least delay it for a little bit before he moves on out. He's going to have 2 Dark Templar and 2 Stalkers in there. We'll see what he decides to do. You do see on the minimap a bunch of troops moving, and the speed they're moving, most likely Zerglings, and yes, there they are, and they are going to actually drop, and he's going to see the Dark Templar now. He does have this Overseer right here, and is currently following the Observer, and now we're going to move these Zerglings. He's going to make them move out of there, try and get the Stalkers before they move. A nice blink micro by YaTa. Excellent job getting those out of there and keeping them survive. Those Zerglings could have made very quick work, but blink over to the Warp Prism, move up in the Warp Prism. Excellent move. I like that. That is going to let them see another day and really just make him lose a few Zerglings. All Sasquatch did was take a loss there. But as you can see, all 3 bases are being quite nicely saturated, and this 4th is going to go up, and he needs to do that because of this 3rd. And now we have a pylon moving on down. These Zerglings are going to be just easy to pick off. Overlord popping into little giblets all on the ground, and now he's going to be picking off this pylon here so nothing can get warped up at the high ground, and there it goes. And now he's going to try and get as much damage as he can to those in the low ground, losing another Overlord, but as you can see, still not supply block. This may supply block him though, and pop goes the Weasel. No, just in time. The other Overlords did pop, preventing him from doing that. And we do have a Spine Crawler going down. Is this a Spore? Nope, just another Spine. I like to see a Spore Crawler somewhere around here just because of the Dark Templar threat. But it looks like he feels like he's going to be safe enough to not have to worry about that. And Roachling is going to be his focus as of right now. Typically the metagame against Protoss as of late is Ling Muta, which is something you usually see against... excuse me, hell, I'm dying over here. Usually see against Terran because it just works so well against Terran. Lings, not so good by themselves. Mutas, definitely not so good by themselves, but together they work phenomenally just because the Ling damage they can do, and the damage they can do on the surround, and when the Mutas are being focused, when the Stalkers are being focused by the Mutas, the Lings are able to wreak havoc, and they just can't do that much against the Zerglings in general. And now we're going to see some 2 Dark Templar come in here and start to harass, and we'll see how long this lasts before it gets detected and picked up. It looks like he's not going to be able to do too much right now. He knows they're there. He's kind of got to wait for an Overseer. No Overseer. We're going to have a couple of drones moving over there. It doesn't look like he wanted to kill any other drones off. He just wants to kill this off, and he is going to kill it off. The Overseer just not going to do enough damage. But now that he's absolutely sure that Dark Templar are on the field, and there's a big attack going on. Nice blink by YaTa, taking out actually the Extractor and a few drones along the way. All these roaches are going to go down. Few of the Stalkers on the low ground. I like keeping them on the low ground like that, keep them kind of out of reach by most. And here comes some more roaches and lynx, just trying to stall them until the rest of the army shows up. And the rest of the army is here. Great blink micro by YaTa, but he's going to lose a few of those Stalkers there. And the Stalkers on the low ground are just going to be able to kind of back off. And they did their damage. Let's take a look at the worker kill count. He has killed 12 workers, so doing an enormous setback to Sasquatch. YaTa doing a lot of damage. And now looks like Sasquatch is trying to grab a fourth down here. He needs to grab this fourth base because this third base, once it's fully saturated, is really going to put YaTa ahead in the game. The economy and the amount of troops he's going to be able to support on 3 bases is going to be a lot and very, very difficult for Sasquatch to handle. Luckily, though, Sasquatch is moving into the Ling Muta style, and with a heavy Stalker kind of composition army, he is going to be able to clean that up with the Lings. And now we have Colossus on the play heading on the field, so the Mutalisks are going to easily be able to clean that up as well. A great mix. I'd like to see some more upgrades. We do have 2-0. I'd like to see some armor upgrades on Sasquatch right now. It does look like he's trying to clean up this rock as quickly as he can. There are going to be 3 photon cannons just kind of poking away here, just killing off rock, lol, just saying LOL. I'm not sure what's going on right now. Mutas were doing some damage as well as that was pushing up. Are they going to push up here? Yes, they are going to quickly shut down the cannons and maybe shut down this third base very quickly. YaTa needs to defend this. He is going to back out, though, because there is a large Protoss army on the move. We do have an Immortal in there to deal with those roaches, but it does look like that Sasquatch has moved straight into pure Ling Muta, as you can see in the production tab. 38 Lings on the field now, hatching away, 18 more still to come. And this fourth base looks like it's nice and saturated as the gases are about to pop, moving these mutas around. Are we upgraded on the mutas? Yes, we do have a 1 upgrade on the mutas. Actually, let's take a look at the upgrades on this. We are 0-0-2 on the Stalkers, so that'll be the same on the Colossus. So we're going to be looking kind of equal here. And without those mutas, if he decides to engage right over here, Sasquatch will be in a lot of trouble. He needs those mutas to kind of mix in with his army. Lings by themselves are, as I said, terrible. And it looks like YaTa does want to engage at this point, and he's going to pick off an Overlord. He's saying, screw it, does not want to get surrounded by the army, so does not go up that ramp right away. Actually, the ramp might have helped a little bit, but great force fields by YaTa, and the Colossus is just going to have a heyday on the Zerglings that are flooding in, and now the Mutalisks are here, blinking up onto the high ground. Great move by YaTa, not allowing the Lings to get around and surround at all, being able to just purely focus. But the thing is, he is just having them A move. They were focusing on things on the ground as well as the Mutalisks, so not focus firing the Mutas, which is what he needed to do. And now Sasquatch is looking like he's going to be in command of this game. 165 to 126 in the food. Roach Lings quickly flooding out, and YaTa needs to get himself back in as quickly as he can. This third is now saturated. He is grabbing a fourth, but as we speak, Sasquatch is also grabbing his fifth. It does look like this will be up just before that, as though. And now we have YaTa kind of in this awkward position where his entire army died. He did have a good high ground position to take care of those Mutalisks, but unfortunately some of them were attacking Zerglings, so the focus fire just wasn't there, and that's where the micro needs to come in sometimes. Those Mutalisks definitely needed to go down, but YaTa is definitely not out of this game. He can still do a lot of damage, and here he is going to clean this up. A no Muta support again, and we have 2 Colossus here that could easily, 3 Colossus here that can easily take care of this army, and here come the Mutalisks to support this, but unfortunately Sasquatch has already lost a bulk of his army. Here come more Link supports, not too much though, and he's going to back these Colossus out of here. He needs to get near those Stalkers so they can take care of those Mutas, and now we have some focus fire going down, but unfortunately that is pretty much it as far as his army goes. He needs those gateways on cooldown. I'm not quite sure how many gateways he has, but he needs more in my opinion. He has quite a trust fund built up as far as minerals go. Could even make those zealots to take care of all those Lings and Roaches, and now it looks like he's just going to have to sit back while he watches the rest of his base get torn apart by the Mutalisks. Can't really do anything. If Sasquatch wanted, he could easily engage his army and just clean it up, and it looks like that is exactly what he's going to do. Going to focus on those Colossus first, and there's the GG from YaTa, holding his own for such a long time. Great job. He did such a good job. And I'm going to pause this, actually. They all left here. And honestly, what I think he could have benefited from, again, this is just my post-game kind of analysis, is that he could have used more gateways. He's what, 2, wait, let's count it up. Let's count it up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 gateways in the main, 8 So we have 8 gateways. Now, at this point, I think he could have supported a little bit more. The problem with this base, and I actually like this move, and I thought it was intelligent by YaTa to grab this third because it's so easily defended, is that once those Mutalisks hit the field, he needed to be able to get over here much quicker. These rocks needed to come down. Granted, he could blink, but unfortunately, good old YaTa, Sasquatch rather, has kind of kicked this out of here already, and was already over here and in the base. If he had taken this down, it could have been much easier, especially since he had another base going down over here, which it looks like he re-lost and is taking once again, and moved up here with his ground army. He could have defended a bit easier. Over here, I think, was a huge loss with the stalkers up top. They could have focused on mutas a bit easier, but they were attacking other things on the ground. Overall, both played an excellent game. No huge flaws in their gameplay. That's what happens when you're at this level and this caliber of play. I hope you guys enjoyed the cast. I hope to see you very soon, and check out my stream, as I will be streaming all kinds of fun, goody stuff there. I will see you guys next time, and this is Matt the StarCraft signing out.